Hi, everyone. It's Beth Farnham, Democratic candidate for Pennsylvania's 13th Congressional District. I'm here today, January 29th, 2025, to talk to you a little bit about President Trump's recent executive orders. Now, you may ask, well, Beth, what do Trump's executive orders have to do with running for the U.S. House of Representatives? But I'm here to talk about that. In order to address some of the effects of Trump's executive orders, we also have to talk about how our government is set up. You may remember in your high school civics class that the United States government has three branches: the legislative, the executive, and the judiciary. The legislative branch is that of Congress, consisting of Senate and the House of Representatives. The executive branch is the President of the United States, currently Trump, and his administration, his cabinet. And then the judiciary is topped by the Supreme Court of the United States. So ever since President Trump took office last Monday, he has been issuing a series of executive orders. It is a power of the president to sign executive orders to make certain things come about, and often they're done to undo some projects of a previous administration. But President Trump seems to have overreached, and it's really, really important to address this. You see, you have to understand, when it comes to the U.S. Congress, that's the entity who determines how the federal funding is spent. It's Congress who comes up with the budget. The federal funding to which I'm referring is our tax money. The good people of Pennsylvania's 13th Congressional District pay taxes to the United States of America. We pay federal taxes in addition to our state and local taxes. Those federal taxes are paid to the United States of America in good faith to be returned as goods or services or protection for the citizens of the United States of America and our visitors, our tourists, our diplomats. So all of our tax money goes to some very big ticket items. We're talking military, U.S. education, Medicare, Social Security, Medicaid, whole range of goods and services that I can't spend time talking about here because they're so far reaching. But they're not so far reaching to be beyond us. These goods and services and protections reach directly into our congressional district right here in Pennsylvania's 13th. So what's happening is Congress has passed budgets and laws as to how the federal funding will be apportioned, and President Trump has recently signed executive orders either dismissing, halting, or freezing some of these big programs, or at least the money going to these big programs. This is known as impoundment. But the thing is, it's illegal. It's illegal because it's unconstitutional. It's very clear that Congress makes the budget. And who is Congress? It's people who represent us. They are not there to give their power to the President of the United States, but to keep it in check. We ask them to represent us and to decide on the budget in a way that represents our interests. And so it is not for the President of the United States of America to simply wipe that away with the stroke of a pen. So what kinds of executive orders has he signed that would have an effect on us? Well, the first one that caught my attention was reporting from the CDC or the Food and Drug Administration to be absent. We are no longer going to receive reports about drugs that may have dangerous side effects under certain studies that have been done, or foods that may be recalled because they contain a certain bacterium. We are going to be ignorant of the information that could save our lives, that could save our health. We're also not going to know about certain diseases that are going to be prevalent throughout the United States of America. So it's really important that that executive order get rescinded. That particular one, I'm going to say maybe it's not illegal, but it does have a direct impact that we may be spreading germs we don't mean to spread, or ingesting foods or medications that could be harmful to us. So please know I really care about you, my family, my neighbors, my friends, just all of us should know what kinds of harmful things are out there, and we trust these government agencies to tell us. But primarily, I want to talk about the funding, because recently President Trump signed an executive order to stop all federal funding. And that federal funding that could impact us could impact our law enforcement, our public education, Medicare recipients, WIC recipients, women, infants, and children programs, which feed pregnant women and their children. He also halted the infrastructure bill funding. So some of the impacts could be to our law enforcement. We have in our 13th Congressional District just about almost 100 police departments. It is extremely important that the police officers keep us safe. And I wanted to give an example here. Do they receive federal funding? The answer is yes. For example, the Eastern Adams Police Department, which is 1 out of 16 in Adams County, received $40,000 in 2020. If they, that's about the size of a salary at that time, maybe a little less. That's money that can be used in the department that might buy cameras, body cameras, for example, and that would keep a level of transparency for the law enforcement that we have to protect us. We also have women, infant, and children participants, and around the 13th Congressional District, that's 13,652 pregnant women and children as of November 2024. So we have thousands of people in several counties who depend on this program to provide them with the nutrition they need. And for those of you who truly care about pregnant women and living, breathing children, this is a program we don't want to stop. And yet, President Trump is attempting to end it. Another program that we have in this district that's even more popular is the Medicaid program. As of December 2024, I'm going to read you the numbers of thousands of people who are enrolled in Medicaid, which gives people insurance when they can't get it otherwise because of their poverty level. In Adams County, you have 16,181 people enrolled. In Franklin, 30,861 people. In Fulton, 3,284 people. In Bedford County, 10,862 people. In Cambria County, 35,044 people. In Blair County, 33,478 people. In Huntingdon, 9,265 people. In Mifflin County, 10,654 people. In Juniata County, 4,199 people. In Perry County, 7,981 people. In Cumberland County, about 20,000 people. And so you have a lot of people heavily dependent on these federal programs. And so we need a representative in Congress who will stand up to President Trump to prevent him from this kind of legislation. Now, I waited a few days after this was signed to see if anything had changed. And just before I started to record this, I was given news that Medicaid would be protected. But that's a signifier of his incredible incompetence. Luckily, a lot of people fought to preserve the Medicaid program. However, it wasn't, to the best of my knowledge, it wasn't our own representative. However, people in other states, in other Republican districts who know to stand up to President Trump fought to keep the Medicaid program. But that just happened. President Trump did not include it in his initial waiver of, in his initial stoppage of this federal funding. So that should give you the kind of indication of just how incompetently his administration is writing these executive orders. And again, how incredibly harmful they'll be. Recently, he's created more executive orders with respect to immigration. And again, that can have a direct impact on our 13th Congressional District because immigrants pick our fruit in Adams County. We heavily depend on them for this purpose. They're very much entwined in our agriculture, which is a serious product of our congressional district. And they are also heavily involved in the industries of construction and hospitality. So we don't want ICE rounding up undocumented immigrants and therefore causing major industries of ours to suffer. We also don't want to lose federal funding related to public education. Right now, we have a lot of programs that keep children not only educated, but fed. Many children around our region come from homes that are that meet the standard of poverty. And so public education nutrition that they're provided helps them maintain and grow. So again, we want to keep in mind that these executive orders are illegal, unconstitutional, and harming our district. So please keep calling our senators and representatives to complain whenever President Trump signs one of these illegal executive orders. I'll be talking about more of these things in the days to come, but I do wait just in case he backtracks. So just keep that in mind. Stay with us. If you like what I have to say, please don't forget to subscribe, like and subscribe to this channel, Unite PA-13. And if you'd like to donate to my campaign, I'm at Act Blue under Beth Farnham for Congress. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.